Hey everyone, you are rocking with the Locked and Loaded RN. If you're new to my channel, bienvenidos. If you're one of my awesome subscribers, welcome back. I just came in from work. I'm about to chart on my patients, but I decided to, stop and make something for me to eat really quickly. So while I was eating while I was getting ready to prepare my food, I was looking at this video that came up on Facebook of a woman on a bike that got hit by an Amazon truck. I heard somebody say some Baltimore, Maryland. I'm not really sure. But like the truck ran her over, took forever. Like the driver took forever to come out to see if she was okay. A car stopped, looked at her, got back in, and took off. And the lady just kind of laid there groaning in pain. And I'm just wondering, what is up? What is going on with the world? Back in the days growing up, I grew up in some of the not best neighborhoods, but two things that people always did was protect kids and protect women. If it was a domestic situation, like a altercation between a couple, sometimes people will be hesitant to get involved because, they're notorious for turning on you and then fighting you, right? So maybe I could understand that. But even then, but I just keep seeing these situations coming up back to back to back to back, where it is somebody basically dying in front of everyone, and everyone is just so caught up in their world or uninterested that they don't care to help them. The first time I saw that, and that video has haunted me to this day, to the point where I wish I'd never saw it, was that young man, Junior, in New York, that got stabbed up in the bodega, and then the owner pointed for him to go to the hospital, pointed for him to walk to the hospital instead of picking him up and running with him, pointed for him to go to the hospital. And I remember seeing the video of the boy basically dragging himself to the hospital, bleeding out, until he got to basically the hospital entrance and he died there. And if you know, New York is busy. There's so many people walking in the street. My mind can't even wrap around the fact that this little boy, no one saw him. Like, everyone is so caught up in their world and uninterested that he could have easily made it if somebody would have picked him up and ran with him. Then I saw another video where a lady was on fire on the train, and everybody was recording, standing, saying, wow, this is crazy. They could have brought a blanket to smother the fire out. They could have dropped her and rolled her through water. So many things. But everybody just stood until she burned to death, which was crazy to me. And again, I think that was in New York, again, if I'm right. And then now this video where this lady gets hit by a van, and I'm shocked to not see a crowd of people around her trying to do something. So I just want to urge you, if you ever are around and you see something happen, you have to think, what would I want someone to do if this was my mother, if this was my child, if this was my father, if this was me on the ground or in the situation? What would I want someone to do? And you might not be medically inclined. You might not be brave enough to do something drastic, but at least to call 911, at least to stay at the side of the person, because they might die there. And so they don't die alone. Try to talk to them. Try to, encourage them while they're there in the situation. But we really just have to work on being present and being there for other people, because it's getting sadder and sadder these days. I know the Bible says the love of many will wax cold, but I think this is past cold. I think now we're frigid. And I want to believe that we still are good people at the core, and we still care about others at the core. So we just have to work on showing that.